Cherished. I'm Cherish, and today's video is going to be a whisper ramble, chit chat of sorts, where I talk to you about the shows I have been watching as of late. But before we get started, if you wouldn't mind to please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, I'd be so grateful. Secondly, if you have just one extra minute before you fall asleep, if you wouldn't mind to please hit that thumbs up button down below to like this video. Not the thumbs down button, not the thumbs down, but the thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'd be ever so grateful. And lastly, before you hopefully drift off to dreamland, if you wouldn't mind to please leave a comment in the comment section down below, I would appreciate it so very much. It helps out my channel a lot. And today's question of the day, if you want to answer it in the comments down below, is what is your favorite comfort television show? What is your favorite comfort TV show? My favorite comfort TV show is probably the same TV show that is my all-time favorite TV show, and that is Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl. I love that show. The OG Gossip Girl, not the new one. I couldn't get into that. But the original, I just love it. And I usually start watching it every year around the end of October, beginning of November, and watch it throughout the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. I don't know why, because it's not like it's a Christmas show, but it's just like a comfort show for me during that season. So, what is yours? What is yours? Also, I have one more question for you guys. So, let me lean over here quietly. I bought a Blue Yeti mic. To hopefully up the audio on this channel. Well, I feel so underqualified and so not dumb, but just uneducated, I guess, on technology at this point, which is hard for me to feel as a millennial. But this Blue Yeti mic came with a USB that does not fit my phone. I film on my phone. My phone is an iPhone. I don't have a camera that is good enough on which to film. Filming on my computer is not really an option. So, I guess my question for you guys is there some sort of adapter or something that I could get so that I can use this nice Blue Yeti microphone that I purchased for this channel while filming on my phone? Do you know? I'm feeling, when I opened that, I got kind of sad and was feeling like really underqualified. Not underqualified. As I check to make sure my tiny mic is on. But just like absolutely unqualified to be a content creator. But I'm typically a quick learner, so I think if I just spend the time researching, I can figure it out. But I feel like the best form of research is primary research by asking others who do content creation. So I am open to any tips you may have. wasn't too loud, and as we talk about these shows, I may be sipping on my water. Gotta hydrate, right? Gotta hydrate to dominate. I just made that up. As you can see, also, my hair is wet, but I need to go pick my son up from school in a couple of hours, and I wanted to churn out a few videos. So I didn't really have time to blow dry it because I have really thick hair. I didn't really have time to blow dry it and put heat on it and all that jazz. So wet hair don't care. That's what we used to say back in the day. Wet hair don't care. Or, yeah, I think that's what it was. Wet hair don't care. Bad hair don't care. I don't know. Okay, now that we have like a 6-minute intro, let's get into what I have been watching. I made myself some notes down here, so I'll be glancing down. And the first show that I want to talk about, the first one is Young Sheldon. I think I've mentioned to you guys recently that my husband and I were watching Young Sheldon. We just finished up the series last night. And oh my goodness, if you have not seen that show, it was a really well-made show. But we watched the final 3 episodes last night, and they were some tearjerkers. Like, I literally cried. I told my husband, I was like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So Young Sheldon is a spin-off of The Big Bang Theory. So if you liked The Big Bang Theory, I think you would probably like Young Sheldon, because it's obviously about young Sheldon, Sheldon being the main character from The Big Bang Theory. And this show is about him growing up. And it was crazy. In the finale episode, they were showing like flashbacks to the first season, and I was like, because we watched it so quickly, I was like, wow, these actors really grew up on that show, because the actor who played Young Sheldon, I don't know their names, but the actor who played Young Sheldon and the actress who played his twin sister, Missy, they were little when it started, and then by the time it ended, they were teenagers. So it just follows young Sheldon as a kiddo, this genius kid in this very normal family from Texas, growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. I say late 80s, early 90s. It might have been like mid 80s to early 90s. I don't know. But it was really good. It was kind of nostalgic. And then it was kind of a throwback to like the 90s. So we finished that last night. There's actually another new spinoff. So The Big Bang Theory had the spinoff Young Sheldon, and Young Sheldon has a spinoff called George and Mandy's First Marriage. And Georgie, was Sheldon's older brother in Young Sheldon. So I think it's only had like 1 episode aired so far, maybe 2, but it seemed like it had like a good reception. We haven't gotten to watch it yet, but I want to. I apologize. Up next on our list to watch together, mine and my husband's list, is The Chosen. We've started it multiple times. Some of the episodes feel heavy to me, and so sometimes I have to take breaks from it, but we want to get back into that, and I can't remember wasn't what happened in the end. I did Google the ending before I finished the show. Something about me. I am a spoiler queen. I love spoilers. Sometimes if I get really into a book and I can't wait, I'll read the end of it before I get there. But because I still read the book, it's just kind of fun to know the end. So you see the clues. I don't always do that, but I do it a lot. So anyways, the perfect couple. So there is the couple whose family this is, the mom and dad of adult children. The mom is Nicole Kidman, and I cannot remember the actor's name off the top of my head. But anyways, they're very wealthy, or it appears that they're very wealthy. The mom is an author. The father had trust money or something. And the show is set at their house in Nantucket on the water, which, if I'm being honest, that is what initially drew me to watch the show. I love shows and movies that are set on water, or a vacation vibe. So they're at their Nantucket house. All of their children and their children's significant others are there. So there is the oldest son and his wife, Dakota Fanning, who is pregnant with his son. And then there's the middle son and his fiance, and it is their wedding. That is why everybody is there at the Nantucket house. It's for their wedding. So their bridesmaids and everything are there as well. Groomsmen, the wedding party, family friends. And then their third son, who is almost 18, I think, somewhere in that age range. And then there's a fourth kid, man, and is probably in his early 20s, who is a son to the mom and dad. So 3 biological children and 1 bonus kiddo. And they're all gathered there for the wedding. So as I mentioned, the wedding party is there. And I believe it's in the first episode, you learn that this whole show is going to center around the maid of honor was murdered. She's found, I won't go into all that, but she's murdered. And so this show focuses on this family and those surrounding them and what might have happened to the maid of honor. So it was a good show. The ending, it does differ from the book a little from what I understand, from what I Googled. But, I don't know, the ending was okay. And maybe it's because I read ahead. Maybe that's why. But it was okay. I felt if they were going to differ from the book, they maybe could have done a little something different. But it was still a good show. I enjoyed it. I think it's 6 episodes or something. It's a mini series. Really good. I would recommend. And then, as per usual, I always have a Housewives show going. So that way when I need something a little lighter, I can just watch that. And so I'm still working through The Real Housewives of Orange County. I've been working through that for a good little while. remembered something I hadn't put in my notes. I also tried watching the show, the Netflix fictionalized show about the Menendez brothers. I think it's called Monsters, the Menendez brothers. I still have not finished it. Not that it's not a good show, because it is well done. Like, Ryan Murphy is the creator. So the same guy who created, like, Glee, An American Horror Story, and the Jeffrey Dahmer Monsters show. This is like another season of Monsters. He does seasons. You guys probably know this. He does seasons that are like the same genre, but a whole different story. So this is about the murder that happened back in 1989. The Menendez brothers, they murdered their parents. And like it came out that they murdered them, like they confessed and everything. I don't want to go too in depth into it. If you want to watch it, feel free. It's all over the news right now. Entertainment media, like there are documentaries. So I'm sure you can find tons of information about it if you're curious. So anyways, this show does a good job of like kind of trying to depict or portray all angles, all sides. I had to stop it a few nights ago. I was watching it and it comes out that the father, I cannot remember his name, Gideon Jose Menendez, it comes out that he was sexually abusing his sons, and they weren't like depicting it, or I didn't get to a part where they were depicting it, but the actors who are portraying the brothers are describing it, and it just got a little too heavy, too graphic for me. Like it was making me sick to my stomach, like physically ill to think about that. So I just had to turn it off for my own mental health. And maybe I'll pick it back up later or just skip that episode. But it was a lot. It's so sad that those things happen. And it's crazy. Like those things are always sad, whether you have children or not. But it's crazy how much differently I feel about watching those things since having a son, since having a child of my own. Like, it's made me, I feel like, more sensitive to those things, like less able to watch those things. So I may pick it back up later, but for now, it was just a lot. I think it's a well-made show, though, so I didn't hate it. It was just that part was too much. And then lastly, I started switching between three different shows on Netflix. So I typically like to have one main show I'm watching, and then like Real Housewives or Vanderpump Rules or something that I'm watching in the background that has like no plot line, like that it's easy to keep up with. And also, I love watching shows when I can binge watch the whole show, because when I try to watch a show from season to season, I forget what happened in the previous season, and I usually have to rewatch it, and I don't have a whole lot of time for that. So, anyways, all that to say, I just started going back and forth on Netflix because there were 3 different shows that have seasons I haven't seen yet. So I was like, which one do I want to watch right now? So the three that I was switching back and forth between were Sweet Magnolias. Sweet Magnolias. Sweet Magnolias. I'm not going to describe these shows in super in-depth, but Sweet Magnolias is about 3 best friends in a small town and their families and what's going on in their lives. So I restarted the whole series because I can't really remember super well what happened. And then I was like getting kind of bored with the pilot episode of that. Like, okay, I remember all this. So I think probably what I need to do with that show is just go to the new season or like just watch one season prior, like one season previous. So anyways, I went to that and then I was like, oh yeah, Ginny and Georgia. So I watched the first, I don't remember how many seasons there are, but I watched like whatever was available. And then I believe there's one season I haven't seen yet. And so I was like, ooh, I could watch Ginny and Georgia because I really loved that show. But I can't really remember what happened. So I started it. And same thing as with Sweet Magnolia. So I was like, okay, I finished the pilot. Like, I'm a little bit bored with it right now. So then I remembered Selling Sunset has a new season that I hadn't seen yet. Selling Sunset is a show that it's a reality show that follows realtors in, like the Hollywood area. They dress like ridiculously fancy to go show houses, which I think is so funny and probably unrealistic, but it's so fun to watch. And there's always all the drama. So anyways, I settled on that. I'm gonna watch Selling Sunset, get caught up on that, and then I will probably do Ginny and Georgia, and then probably Sweet Magnolias after that. So that is what I have been watching lately. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you're asleep. I hope my gum chewing didn't bother you. You guys seemed to like it last time. And I always love to have spearmint flavor. So, anyways, thank you so much for being here and for watching. Hopefully you're asleep. God bless.